$300 trillion. That is the number. It is a lie. It is a ghost. It is a monster hiding in the basement of the world. Imagine a room. It is a cold room, a dark room. In the center sits a ledger. The ink is still wet, but the names in that book are already dead. We call it global debt. The bankers call it an asset. I call it a cage. It is a cage made of numbers. It is a cage made of time. And the bars are getting closer every single day. Look at the clock. Every tick is a payment. Every talk is a penalty. They tell you debt is a tool for growth. They tell you it is a bridge to the future. It is not. It is a sinkhole. It is a drain. It is a parasite that eats your tomorrow to pay for a yesterday you never asked for. The world is drowning, not in water, in ink, in digital zeros that multiply in the dark. We are living in a heist, a slow-motion robbery that has been running for 80 years. Go back to 44. Bretton Woods, a resort in New Hampshire, high ceilings, thick cigars, men in suits carved up the world. They built two fortresses, the IMF, the World Bank. They said they wanted to rebuild. They said they wanted to help the poor. They lied. They built a pipeline of wealth. It runs from the muddy streets of the South to the glass towers of the North. They lent money to dying empires and new nations. But the money came with a hook, a jagged, rusted hook. Think of a loan. It is not a handshake. It is a leash. You take the dollar, you buy their machines, you hire their firms. Then the interest starts. The interest is a fire. It starts small. Then it eats the curtains. Then it eats the walls. Then it eats the children. By 72, the fire was a forest fire. OPEC pumped the oil. The banks swallowed the profit. They shoved that cash into nations that could never pay it back. Mexico, Brazil, Argentina, they were targets. They were not partners. They were victims in a long con. 82. Mexico hits the wall. The vault is empty. The bankers panic, but they do not lose. They never lose. They invented a new game. Structural adjustment, a fancy name for a bone saw. They told the hungry to stop eating. They told the sick to stop healing. Pay the debt first. Always, the debt is a god. It demands sacrifice. It wants your mines. It wants your ports. It wants your soil. They call it austerity. I call it a funeral. Look at the math. It is a crooked game. A nation borrows $1 billion. It pays back $2 billion. It still owes $3 billion. The numbers do not add up. They multiply. They breed in the shadows. The debt is a virus. It mutters in the accounts. It whispers in the halls of power. It tells the president he is a clerk. It tells the people they are collateral. It is a machine designed to fail. If everyone paid their debts, the system would vanish. The engine needs the friction. The cage needs the prisoner. Now look at the map. High in the clouds, artificial islands in Dubai, shaped like the world, a dream of sand and greed. Now they are sinking. Millions of dollars turned into salt and rust. It is a graveyard of credit. Or look at Sri Lanka, 2022. The lights went out. The hospitals ran dry. The people stormed the palace. Why? Because the debt was a mountain, and the mountain collapsed. They built a port with borrowed blood. No ships came, only the interest. They traded a piece of their soul for a lease, 99 years. That is how long a cage lasts when you cannot pay the locksmith. It is happening in Mississippi too. A different kind of cage. Debtors' prisons are back. They just changed the name. They call it fees. They call it fines. If you are poor, you are a profit center. Work the grill, flip the burger, $1 an hour. The state takes the rest. The court is a collection agency. The judge is a bailiff. They turn the law into a debt trap. They turn the person into a ledger entry. It is the same machine, different grease. The debt is a ceiling. It is getting lower. The air is getting thin. In the old days, they had a Jubilee. Every 50 years, you burned the books. You broke the tablets. You let the slaves go home. You cleared the board. Not now. Now the debt is eternal. It is a ghost that haunts your grandchildren. It is a debt that survives the grave. They have turned time into a commodity. They have sold your future hours to pay for past mistakes. Think of a bank. It is not a vault of gold. It is a factory of debt. They create money out of thin air. They type a number into a screen. Bam! Money exists, but the debt is real. The debt is heavy. The debt has teeth. You pay back the magic money with your life, with your sweat, with your land. It is the ultimate alchemy. They turn digital dust into physical power. They turn your struggle into their dividend. and the debt is growing. It is a cancer. It has moved past the nations. It is in the houses. It is in the pockets. Credit cards with 20% interest. That is not a loan. That is a predatory ritual. It is a trap set for the desperate. We are all living on a borrowed dime in a rented world. The elite do not own things. They own the debt of things. They own the obligation. They own the must. We see the smoke. We see the riots in the streets. We see the hunger in the village. We see the bridge crumbling in the city. The money is there. It is always there. But it is not for the bridge. It is for the interest. It is for the bondholder. It is for the man behind the curtain. The machine extracts. It does not build. It harvests. It takes the juice and leaves the husk. It is a global vampire with 1,000 mouths. They provide the poison. Then they sell you the cure. They lend you the money to buy the cure. Then they charge you for the needle. It is a perfect loop, a closed circuit of misery, and the leaders are in on it. They take the kickbacks. They sign the treaties. They leave the bill for the next guy. The next guy is you. It is always you. What is the end game? Look at the numbers. 320 trillion. It can never be paid. It will never be paid. It is not meant to be paid. It is meant to be stayed. It is meant to keep you running like a hamster on a wheel. The wheel generates power. The power goes to the house. You just get tired. You just get old. You just get replaced by a fresh pair of legs. The debt cage is not a flaw in the system. It is the system. It is the operating code of the modern world. We are all searching for a key. We are all looking for a way out, but the lock is inside our heads. We believe the debt is moral. We believe the numbers are sacred. We forget that we made them up. We forget that the ink is just ink. We forget that the bars are only as strong as our fear. The night is long. The ledger is heavy. The machine is hungry. It is grinding the world into dust to make a profit. It is turning the beauty of the earth into a line on a spreadsheet. It is a crime, the biggest crime in history, and the crime scene is everywhere. It is in your wallet. It is in your mailbox. It is in the empty store on the corner. It is in the eyes of the man who lost his home. The debt is a chain. The interest is the whip. The bank is the master. We are the fuel. This is the truth of the extraction machine. It has no heart. It has no pity. It only has a balance, and the balance is always due. The cage stays shut as long as we believe in the bars. But the iron is rusting. The ink is fading. The silence is getting louder. The world is waiting for a reckoning that the bankers cannot buy. We are all waiting for the clock to stop. We are all waiting for the sun to rise on a world without ghosts. But for now, the ledger stays open. The pen stays moving. The debt stays growing. And the machine continues to feed. The machine never sleeps. The machine never stops its cold, calculated, and eternal hunt for more. It is a predator made of paper. It is a killer made of code. It is the end of the line for everyone who believes the lie. The cage is waiting for its next occupant. The door is always open. The trap is always set. And the price of entry is everything you will ever own or be. That is the cost of the credit. That is the reality of the cage. We are all just waiting for the final bill to arrive on a day that never comes. This is the slow death of a world built on a promise that was meant to be broken from the very start. The debt is the end. The debt is the beginning. The debt is the only thing that remains in the cold, hard light of the truth. This is the extraction. This is the cage. This is the end. Where is the exit? There is no exit. There is only the long, slow, grinding weight of the burden. The machine is hungry. The machine is you. The machine is us. The machine is now. The nightmare is finally awake. The dream is gone. The debt remains. It is the only thing that is real. It is the only thing that stays. It is the shadow that covers the sun forever. The cage is locked. The key is gone. The story ends in shadow. Finality is the only dividend left to pay. This is the cold truth of the matter. This is the cost of living in a world made of ghosts. The ledger is finally closing on us all. This is the final payment. This is the truth. This is the end of everything. This is it. This is the dark. This is the end.